with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. They're going to be off and running here in this Powerwheels event. We've got a wild lineup out on the track right now. Who do we have out there? Well, we have the little 7. That's Owen Johnson out of Springfield. We've got the 68 1/2. That's Shane Sykes out of Bainbridge. We've got Jaden Thompson out of Washington Courthouse, hometown driver, on the number 5. We got Weston Lawson out of Wilmington on the 17W. 17M is Madeline Lawson out of Wilmington. Number 13 is Jeffrey Christian out of Sydney. Wide double on the 52 here from Bradford. Got Braxton Pryor on the 703 driving out of Sabina. Gunnar Lawson out of Jamestown on the number 50K. Bailey Ellison is on the 001. Another hometown driver from right here in Washington Courthouse. Billy Wisecup on the 610, driving out of Xenia. Adrian Hoffman is on the Crash and Bash machine out of Camden. Carson Carney out of Springfield is on the 2X. Colton Pinkerton on the 25X out of New Vienna. And we have Wesley Pinkerton on the 25 1/2 out of New Vienna. Jeremy Isaacs is on the UTV driving out of Xenia. Jackson Olinger is on the 243 driving out of London. Layla Broughton out of Loveland is driving the number 918. Got a couple drivers out of 11 and on the Razor out there. That's Savannah and Hunter.
There you go.
Well, looks like we have Dusty Lee Fax Jr. on the 872 to run out of Sydney. Janie Pat is on the 72, also driving out of Sydney. And finally, Paisley Pinkerton and Kyson Reeder out of New Vienna driving the number 25.
Now, Jeff, the 25, you just said that name, Pinkerton. We seen that name yesterday. I believe that was one of our Mad Dogs, and I don't know that you've put 2 and 2 together, but he's got a car here today. So, no expectations for you, Mr. Pinkerton, but we liked what you was laying down yesterday.
Absolutely. Now, they have actually 3 Pinkertons driving in this event right now. We got Colton on the 25X, Wesley on the 25 1/2, and Paisley on the 25, along with Kyson Reeder.
Granny, go! Granny, you got it. All the way back. Big stand. Woo. Back around. There you go.
Well, now we do want to thank all these drivers out here on the track right now. We also want to thank, of course, their parents for letting them be out here and participate in this day number 2 of the Street Stock Madness event. This is a great way for these youngsters to get involved in the sport. Get out there and get some shop time with their parents or older siblings that are getting their vehicles ready as well. Now, of course, if you do have a young one that would like to participate in one of these motorsport events out here, we do have the Powerwheels to host all of the Smash It Demolition Derby events. You can do it at smashitderby.com, and you can see the list of events, the schedule that we have posted. They also have information at the Smash It Facebook page. So they have a lot of different ways to get a hold
of Smash It out there. So if you have any questions, you can certainly go to smashitderby.com or the Smash It Facebook page and contact them with any of the inquiries you might have.
Now, Jeff, you mentioned that there was a razor out there. I thought one of them was sticking up over the crowd a little bit. You know, I don't know what the rules are, but it is always interesting to see how far these parents push it. And I don't see any out there turning 10 miles an hour, but there is something that they're doing to these Power Wheels today that they have got them going so fast that I don't know that it's safe for the other kids. You know, whether they're 2 or 3 years old, some of these Power Wheels are across that track, especially on the horse track, dry track like that.
Well, that's the one big thing that, you know, you can see the smiles on these young people's faces, and that's what we like to do, is just give them something fun to do out here. We don't want to modify them too much, obviously. We want to keep it fun, and we want to keep it absolutely safe so that they enjoy the time that they spend out there. Some of the youngsters may not spend the entire heat out there, and that's fine, too. They have an opportunity to get out and become part of the show, but again, we don't want anybody to sustain any injuries out there, and certainly it's all about just having fun and having a great time and participating in the Street Stock Madness event here today.
Well, speaking of injuries, I believe that official Shannon Rader just may have about gotten ran over by one of the Power Wheels, and his hands up giving us the thumbs up, and he says he's okay. I tell parents and I tell officials, those Power Wheel kids do not give a darn. They will run flat over you, and I learned that lesson the hard way out there. They mean business, and now, Jeff, I put you on the spot here, and you shared that you actually go way back with Mr. Tim Clark, the chief of the night. How far do you go back? Do you go back as far as, well, I don't know that there was Power Wheels back then, but how far exactly do you go back with Mr. Tim?
Well, I think the time that Tim and I probably first met, the big wheel was the way to go. The big wheel was
Night Rider. That was my big wheel of choice, was the Night Rider myself. So I wouldn't imagine that Tim was cheating on those big wheels in the Derby by chance, or if you want to share any of that.
Well, I'll tell you, we went to school a long time ago, and I'm not going to say exactly how long ago, but it was back when big hair in the 80s, the late 80s was the way to be, and it was a fun time. That was back when I actually got into Derby. We all derbied, and way back in the day, it was a lot different back then. With the cars were a lot cheaper. Out there, and of course, all the 70s model cars were much easier to find back in the day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, now they're a little expensive, a little pricey.
Yeah, good time to not do it, huh? The Power Wheel kids have just about 2 minutes to go. So Power Wheel kids, if you're looking to make one more big hit for your fans, they're watching, they're cheering, we're putting water on the track, we're ready to get heat number 1 lined up, consolation cars. If you are not ready to go, we will start without you. This is your last chance to make it in the feature. As soon as we get the water on the track, the Power Wheels out of the way, we will start the consolation.
And that'll give me just about enough time to run down through this roster of Power Wheel drivers again. We always want to recognize the drivers out there. Again, starting in reverse order, we did have Paisley Pinkerton and Kyson Reeder on the 25, J.D. Fat on the 72, Dusty Leafat Jr. on the number 8-7-2. The Razor you alluded to, that's Savannah and Hunter. We have Layla Broughton on the 918. Jackson Olinger on the 543. Jeremy Isaacs on the UTV. Wesley Pinkerton on the 25.5. Colton Pinkerton on the 25X. We have Carson Carney on the 2X. Adrian Hoffman on the Crash and Bash machine. Billy Wisecup driving the 610. Brentley Ellison on the 001. Gunnar Lawson's on the 50K. Braxton Pryor on the 703. Wyatt Double on the 52. Jeffrey Christian's on the 13. Driving the 17M is Madeline Lawson. The 17W is Weston Lawson. You got James Thompson on the number 5, Shane Seitz on the 68.5, and finally Owen Johnson on Will 7.
All right, Powerwheels kids, one more big hit. You got about 10 seconds to go. One more big hit. Let's make it count for your fans. Let's lay down one more big hit in 8, 7, 6, 5. One more big hit. 4, 3, 2, 1. How about a round of applause for the Power Wheel Derby drivers and the parents?